So the new proposal includes having parents of school-age children to meet the same requirements. But how have recipients fared under the rules that went into effect 2 years ago? We met 3 men required to train for work or be employed under food share rules. Here's what we found.
Because right now I'm short on meat.
48-year-old Daniel Cotton of Milwaukee says he lost his food share benefits in December.
Eggs and bread and peanut butter, of course.
An inventory of his fridge shows what the church or food pantries have given him.
So I got enough ketchup, and when I get some more hot dogs, I'll have some more of that. You just go without for a period of time. Just have some cereal and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, you know. It's more than a lot of people have, so you're thankful. You're just thankful.
Cotton says he's lost 12 pounds since losing food share benefits. He says he was working a part-time job, but was declared ineligible after failing to attend required food share employment and training appointments because he says they happened during his work hours.
I didn't have a high education level, so some of the things you don't understand that you get in the mail about having to respond to food share.
Also, like many people enrolled in or trying to get benefits, Cotton doesn't have a working computer. This free computer lab serves people at an agency in Beloit. People like 37-year-old Kendrick Payton, who's unemployed and also lost his food share benefits under the 2015 rule requiring training or work.
It's kind of difficult to understand all the paperwork and, you know, the red tape that they want you to go through and do. I don't have a computer. I mean, you can go to the job center, but right now I don't have a vehicle to get back and forth, and, you know, I'm not working, so it's kind of hard to get somebody to take me to Janesville every time.
Payton says he got a letter from the state concerning his food share, which he says he didn't understand. He says when he couldn't get to the job center location to iron out the issue, he lost his benefit. Advocates like David Lee of Feeding Wisconsin are all too familiar with the barriers people face.
We're here in Beloit. In order to participate in this program, you have to orient in Janesville. If you don't have a car or a bus fare or whatever it might be to take the 20, 30-minute trip up to Janesville, you can't participate in this amazing program. And so I think some of these challenges are extremely real for folks who are living, you know, on the edge of poverty or who are unemployed, trying to do their best to make a better life for themselves.
Lee says a good paying job is the best anti-hunger tool in the hunger-fighting toolbox, and his organization and others support increased access to training or good jobs, including access like what's offered through the Food Share Employment and Training Program, which Governor Scott Walker wants to expand.
We want to ensure that people who are able to work actually enter the workforce. For starters, that means that able-bodied adults will need to be employed at least 80 hours a month to receive benefits like food stamps. If not, they'll need to be enrolled in our job training program.
Despite being dropped from food share, Kendrick Payton continues to participate in worker training through Community Action of Beloit and wants to work.
I would like to have a full-time job and be able to provide for my kids, you know.
Payton is among more than 60,000 food share recipients who lost benefits under the 2015 requirement for work or training, according to the State Department of Health Services. But more than 20,000 recipients found jobs.
We think it's great that 20,000 people found jobs, and we hope they are on the path to living healthy, hunger-free, productive lives. The 60,000 who lost benefits, I think we're extremely concerned about, right? Because I think we are concerned that policymakers don't fundamentally understand the challenges that people are experiencing in trying to enroll in these programs.
With what is known about the numbers, what about the expansion of the work training program to parents?
Again, you know, it's great that 20,000 people found jobs. That is super exciting. But I would imagine and I would hope that before we implement an overly broad work requirement for families with children, we should probably understand how well the program is working now so that we can actually laser target the program to ensure that the most people are able to benefit from it.
41-year-old Antonio Johnson of Beloit was able to benefit from the work training requirement and landed a job as a result.
Going through the program, going on the Wisconsin JobNet work site, that's actually where I located the job where I'm currently working. So while I was in class, I, applied, just took a shot in the dark and went for orientation. And then a week before I graduated, they called me in again for another interview and offered me the job.
Johnson now works full-time at Hormel in Beloit, and because of his income, is no longer eligible for food share.
I have the confidence knowing that I'm doing it on my own now, without any help and assistance, and that's a big relief right there to know that I can take care of my family, and it just feels like the sky's the limits now.
This is your eggs, and then out of there you can choose 3 items out of the fridge, okay?
All right.
For his part, Kendrick Payton says he is eligible for food share again in 3 years. He hopes he won't need it, but for now, while he looks for work, he visits local food pantries in order to eat.
Like I say, since I'm not getting food share right now, I just gotta try and make things work the best I can.
The director of this pantry says it has seen a significant uptick of customers in recent years.
The biggest story we hear is that the resources they get are not enough, or the jobs that they're working don't pay a living wage. And so even though they're working, they're doing everything that's asked of them, everything that's required, they're still struggling.
But there are efforts being made to change the struggle to success. Like the success that, despite his own barriers, Antonio Johnson felt when he was offered a full-time, good-paying job.
For the first time in a long time, I kind of felt like, I was going to be able to have not just some stability, but, I was going to be able to do things that I've always wanted to do. I could actually think about being able to save and buy a house. I could actually, think about the fact that I'm going to be able to pay my bills and buy my own groceries and still be able to, do other things for my kids,
Again, Governor Walker wants to expand the training or work requirement as a pilot program to include food share recipients with school-aged children. He is also pursuing drug testing for food stamp recipients.